The Rift. RM and Jin's intense feud. The BTS universe was shaken when news of a deep-seated feud between RM and Jin began to circulate. The two members, once inseparable, had been drifting apart for months. The tension between them was palpable, and the group's dynamics began to suffer. The root of the problem. The feud began over a creative difference, with RM and Jin having fundamentally different visions for the group's upcoming album. The group's leader, wanted to explore new sounds and push the boundaries of their music. Jin, on the other hand, felt that they should stick to what worked and not risk alienating their fans. Escalation. As the days went by, the disagreement escalated into a full-blown feud. Felt that Jin was stifling his creativity, while Jin believed that was being reckless and impulsive. The two barely spoke to each other, and when they did, the conversations were strained and tense. Emotional toll. The feud took a significant emotional toll on both and Jin. Struggled with feelings of frustration and anger, feeling like his vision for the group was being suffocated. Jin, on the other hand, felt hurt and misunderstood, believing that wasn't valuing his contributions. Group dynamics. The rest of the group tried to stay out of the way, but it was impossible to ignore the tension. The group's performances began to suffer, and the atmosphere during rehearsals became increasingly strained. Confrontation. One day, and Jin had a heated confrontation in the group's practice room. The air was thick with tension as they both poured out their emotions and frustrations. The conversation was intense, with both sides refusing to back down. Resolution. In the end, it was Suga who helped mediate the dispute. He sat down with and Jin and facilitated a conversation that allowed them to air their grievances and work towards a resolution. The two eventually came to an understanding, realizing that their differences were not insurmountable. Aftermath. The feud had a lasting impact on and Jin's relationship. While they were able to move forward, the experience had left its mark. They learned to appreciate each other's perspectives and to communicate more effectively. Conclusion. The intense feud between and Jin served as a wake-up call for the group. They realized that even the strongest relationships can be tested, but with effort and dedication, they can also be strengthened. The experience ultimately made their bond stronger and more resilient. This story explores the complexities of relationships and the importance of communication in resolving conflicts. And Jin's feud highlights the challenges that can arise when creative differences are not addressed, but ultimately shows that with effort and understanding, relationships can be healed and strengthened.